Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. In today's video, I'm going to show you a pretty mind-blowing team that can easily get you to 200 million on the TAMAR boss, right? This team is just so crazy. I've been trying to personally test stuff out, but for some reason I always just come short when it comes to the poison teams. Because honestly, they're not quite my favorite, and especially because I don't have Lothair, it always seems a bit difficult for me to get those teams to do some crazy damage. So this team is going to be 200 million using no Lothair, right? No exclusive legendary, however, using some quirky stuff. And this video, this team was actually something I copied, right? Just straight up. I didn't come up with this idea. I copied from CLS Maryland. Shout out to him. But yeah, let's check it out. So pretty much what I usually do is I kind of try and jump in and see what, what I can do with my testing, try and push it to the limits and whatnot as far as I can on my account with the limited resources. And then, when I see that it's kind of like I kind of give up, I always have a look at the rankings. And this is something I suggest you guys do as well. Just always click on this one and you can click this and you can see, okay, what did the people do? I mean, you're going to see some obscene numbers because considering you can do 200 million and then you do 90% less damage, these are some obscene numbers. But these are some of the easy ones that you can look at and you might be like, okay, this is something I can copy, this is something I can do. You can always check their gear, you can check their talents, absolutely everything is available to be seen over here. So definitely check that one out. So what I did, like I mentioned, I just, tried to play around and then I looked through the ranking. Yesterday, he was at the top, CLS Maryland. Again, massive shout out to him. But he was at the top and I saw, oh, you know what, let me see, what did he do? So I saw TAMAR boss and I'm like, wait a second, where's Lothair? There's no Lothair, there's no exclusive legendary in this team and it still did 276 million damage. So you're gonna see, the builds are the, just using poison ones, you're gonna see the pipe organ, you're gonna see the horn, and then you're gonna see ancestral protection. And kind of like same as in previous seasons, a few months back, Gigel comes back, right? He comes back and does some crazy stuff. Now let me run the team, right? I don't have that high awakenings like him, or sorry, inspirations like him, but I still have pretty decent, I have inspired to Twitch, and then I also have, I think, is that's it, right? Actually I have no inspired Vicana. I thought I had inspired Vicana, but I've inspired to Twitch and that's about it, right? Now, the key thing that I want to mention now, yes, I think this team is mandatory to have Elminster. Without Elminster Omar, I'm not sure how you would do this, maybe just by having Lothair. The reason for that is because what Elminster brings is that buff, right? He brings that buff on the battle skill, plus the control immunity, plus, that resistance, plus decrease attack and decrease accuracy. Like, he has the perfect kit overall for this. Now, the only other maybe variation could be something with using Reta or something with using Ogog. You know what? Maybe after run this and I show you the team, I'm going to try and throw in a random other support in there and see how it does. But you're going to see the damage is going to be obscene, right? It's like I just started only 12 million. It's honestly all about landing those poisons. It's all about activating those poisons. And honestly, it's specifically around having the right type of builds, right? Because you need to have the right types of builds, and that's why, like, one of the reasons why I don't personally like the poison comps is because most of the time they're so quirky. You need so many things for them. As an example, you need accuracy to land the poisons. You need enlightenment for the poisons to do lots of damage. You need attack for them to do lots of damage. Then you also need, some crit rate, crit damage for somebody like a Durango that needs that. So it's kind of like, that's one of the reasons why I personally never like the poison teams. It kind of seems like you need too many things in order to make it work properly. But this team is just obscene. You see, I have no timings. It's full YOLO, right? Just pretty much left to do its thing. It's full YOLO. It does a decent job, right? Like, I'm gonna easily, and most, everybody should easily hit that 200 million with this specific team. You're not going to need to have inspired heroes. I don't even think you're going to need to have obscene artifacts in this. You see, I'm already past 200 mil, right? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And again, my build's not perfect. You can like try to min-max this even a bit further by having more resistance on everybody. This team kind of relies on having some resistance because of the way that the boss goes. But it's all about understanding the mechanics and also kind of like taking advantage of the boss's mechanics. So the boss has like a couple of things. The more debuffs you have on it, the more damage you do, and then at the same time, the more debuffs, but the more different debuffs as well, the less damage the boss does, right? That's why somebody like Elminster is amazing, because he brings decreased accuracy and decreased attack. That's why somebody like Gigel is really good, because he brings healing prohibition, but at the same time he has a triple hit on that healing prohibition ultimate, which makes him the perfect candidate for Witch's Remains. And then the combination between Titch, Vikana, and what's his name, Corrin, you can just blast this boss. I mean, look at this. Oh my god, 218 million. It's just crazy. So the damage you're gonna see that was done, number one damage was Twitch, because he's the one that I focused with landing those debuffs, landing the poisons in there. Then obviously Vikana, you're not gonna see too much damage, because Vikana kind of like is more the exploder, but because it's the poisons from Twitch, mostly that's the ones that she activates, you're gonna see in the builds. Torrent pretty much in there just to extend them, right? Just to extend those poisons. Gigel in there to do his debuffs, and then Elminster to bring his crazy stuff. But let me show you again, skill timings, nothing, right? I have no skill timings. But let's look over at the, what's it called, the talents. So first of all, you see you don't have max talents. Now the first one, Thorin, again, this is honestly just copy pasted what Marlan did, right? This is not something that I, came up with. Again, just something that I did. I'm gonna try and explain why this looks like it's good. So when it comes to him, to what's his name, Thorin again, or did I call him Corrin? My bad, Thorin. I keep calling him Thorin. The one thing that you care about him is to have this Toxic Embrace, so you have the poisons to be able to take more often, so you're gonna be doing more damage. Then for Gigel, honestly, I have nothing yet, but you can go either way. You can go with this to give you more accuracy, you can go over here, so whichever you think you need, or you can just go in the leaderboard and see exactly what Marlan did and you can copy it. But his role is mostly to be Witch's Remains. Elminster went down at the bottom side to extend duration of debuffs, give him some more shield when he resists stuff. Then also each time he successfully triggers resist, gains more ultimate energy, which means he can rotate his skill more often. Then we're gonna look at Vikana. Vikana, same thing, went over the middle. Now I'm not sure this one works again, because it does not stack, so there's two of them, but at least this one's good, because every time, grants one extra stack, even though she gains a stack of poison as well, doesn't really matter. You land more poisons, which is gonna be better. And then when it comes to Twitch, again, the more damage from poisons, that's going to be calculated based off of Enlightenment. Extend the duration of poisons, which is going to make it easier for Corrin to extend all of those poisons. And then at the end, increases his damage dealt by poison by 30%. So he's all about placing those poisons. Now, let's have a look at the build. And let's start from the bottom. So Gigel is going to be in a Puppeteer's Inspiration, so he can keep pushing our ultimate energy up, because, we're 4 poisons plus a Fire Elminster, but you want to go like that. Make sure you have accuracy. Now, my accuracy is a bit overkill, but I also gave him resist, right? You want to have some resist, so you can resist the boss's debuffs, or removing your buffs or getting stunned. Like, resist is kind of like really important in this. Then obviously Witch's Remains, and then try to squeeze some attack in there, right? Some damage. It's not the best, just a little bit of everything. Obviously everybody's going to be fully skilled up, right? In case you're wondering, everybody's fully skilled up. But let's look at Corrin's build now. See, he's going to be the one that has the pipe organ, right? As much attack as possible. Also gave him the Brotherhood Spirit, again, because it kind of makes sense as he's going to be the one doing the ultimate more often. Or you want him to do the ultimate more often. So he's going to be good with this one. And then it just straight up focused attack. You see, I don't have accuracy, don't have resist, nothing. Maybe some resist would be helpful on him. So ideally, I should maybe just go with a resistance one over here, just to make it, to make more sense. Because if he resists, that means he's not going to get stunned. So he should pretty much keep those poisons up all the time, right? So maybe as an example, I should try and look like, okay, what do I have over here? I went with skill haste as well. Ideally, you want to give him a ton of skill haste, because the more skill haste you have, the more often he's going to do that ultimate. Like, I didn't have any skill haste on the negative rune, so I guess that's why I should have gone with the resistance. And then over here, maybe I should try and look at like, okay, what do I have that maybe gives me more resist, so I can get close to the point where I can kind of resist what the boss is doing to us. But you know what, this one kind of works with what we have. I'm not going to change anything else. But pipe organ attack, you're going to be just fine. Then we're going to look at Elminster. Elminster is a bit of a quirky build, right? You might look at it, you might sound weird. I looked at it and it looked awkward. But then after I kind of like looked at it and tried to understand it, everything makes sense, right? So first things first, Gave him accuracy, gave him resist. You really want him to have the resistance in there, even though it says here for each debuff on an enemy, this hero gains 10 resistance up to 10 stacks. So let's say maybe you only rely on 3 of them. Let's say you only have 3 debuffs, so you need 260 from what it kind of says, but go to 300. So if we calculate 300 and then we take 30 from here, that's 270. If we take 50 from the elemental affinity, that's going to be 220. So you need to give him around 220 resist. Now, why is it going to be so important for it to resist debuffs? Well, if you build him with resist and then give him this set, right, Power of Tides, when the wearer successfully resists enemy inflicted effect, which is going to be either the boss tries to place debuffs, or she tries to remove buffs on the two, right, the first 2 skills that she does the bouncing attack or basic attacks try to remove buffs, he's going to heal all allies by 5% max HP. This can trigger once every 10 seconds. Which means, you know what? He's going to be the healer. Not only is he a shielder, not only is he the attack down, with this set, he's going to be our shielder as well, our healer. And then also, you can pair that with the Solar King's Horn because he's going to heal, you're going to get more damage. So it's, you know, really big brain stuff from Marlon over here. Massive shout out to him. Also chose, like, I didn't see him have this, but I chose to give him a Sky Code treaty as well. Because having this one, since he puts the shield on the battle skill, every 20 seconds, he can remove a debuff if the boss does land those, you know, those buff prohibitions. So this one can be helpful. But again, focus to get around 210 accuracy so you can get the 260 to land your debuffs. Then again, 220, 230 resist so that you can make sure you resist the debuffs. And then after that, just try and give him some survivability and full-on enlightenment, right? The more enlightenment you give him, the bigger the shields they're going to be. If you don't really like the horn and you feel it doesn't do too good, you can go with his exclusive artifact, right? Guide to Magic by Elminster. Now again, obviously, I know that not everybody has Elminster. If you're somebody just started again, you're not going to have him, right? You're not going to have him. It's going to be sucky, but I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to run this. I'm going to throw another support in instead of Elminster, move everything from Elminster to them, and see how that one goes. But let's move over to the next one. So we're going to have now Vikana. Vikana's running the Rikir Boomerang because this one's really good, as it says, when the wearer successfully inflicts a poison on an enemy, there's a 60% chance of triggering poison explosion, which means all those poisons, you know, are going to be doing lots of damage. So that one paired also with the, you know, the fact that she also does more poison damage, then marks the target more, you know, more poison damage at the end. It's going to be just cool. For her, you just want to make sure you get, you know, ideally again around 200 accuracy so that she's gonna land those debuffs. You know, I'm pretty low, but it still worked. And having that paired with as much enlightenment and attack as possible means she's just gonna be doing a lot of damage, especially paired with this one. Then obviously I just went with enlightenment, attack percent with the right sets and whatnot. And then the last one, which is going to be my Twitch, I gave him, when it comes to artifact, the Queen's Fan, because I don't have enough essence of what's it called, essence of creation again. Yep, Essence of Creation. I did not have enough to max it out, but the Statue of the Serpent Deity would be the ideal one, right? I don't have enough to take it, not even to 16. This would be the best one, but up until I got that one, I just put the fan on him, and you still saw the obscene numbers. Now, for him, it's pretty straightforward again. As much accuracy as possible, as much enlightenment as possible, and then attack, so he can keep landing those poisons, right? Again, accuracy is extremely low. Extremely low, but you know what? It worked. Right, like I saw you, it still worked, it still did 800 damage, and that was pretty good. But yeah, this team is really insane, and honestly, I'm shocked and surprised, and I love it, right? I love this team. Again, massive shout out to Marlan, he came up with this team. It's not my, you know, it's not my team at all. I just saw it over there and used it, but I guess, you know what, let's try randomly to do this. Let me try and throw in, who do I try? Do I go with him, or do I just go with Wraith? I think I'm gonna try with Ogak. Let me try and throw Ogak in there. Let me swap the builds around, right? Let me just get the build from Elminster, put it on Ogak. Ogak is gonna be doing good with this one as well. What do we need? Okay, so let's see. Can we get some accuracy? Okay, accuracy might be tight, so let's go with resistance. Some accuracy if we have. Oh man, it's hard. It's hard. I need to farm more of the, what's it called? I need to farm more of the ancient battlefield. Okay, let's go with that. And then over here, let me see, can I get some accuracy substat on a resist piece? Okay, wait, there's no resist, so let me see, accuracy with resistance maybe. There we go, that's the piece. It's a little bit on the lower side, the resistance looks okay. Let me run it, right? Let's run it and let me see, is this gonna work? Is this gonna be okay? Oh yeah, we also get his resistance lead. So I'm curious, right? I'm curious if this one is actually gonna work the same, but I have a feeling that maybe it's gonna work or maybe not. I don't know, maybe it does. I really hope it does. I didn't test it before, I don't know why I didn't, but I really hope it does, because if this works with Ogok, then that's perfect. Everybody can do it, because otherwise you kind of need to be one of the OG players that you know, that had Elminster before, so it's gonna be kind of tough. But you know what, let's see. So far it looks good, right? It looks good. It looks like I'm not getting those stuns. That resistance lead from Ogok, also it helps us resist some more. See, we're not getting any of those stuns. It might be even better with Ogok. This is crazy. Or let me see, we're gonna see if we go all the way till the end. But I guess, you know what, let me finish this and we're gonna come back at the end. So, see you in a bit. There we go. So we kind of started dying a bit, but still, it still did over 200 million. So you know what, if you have, right, these specific ones, I think everybody can do this. Everybody can do this. You don't necessarily need Elminster. So that's a, you know, that's a good thing to know. Because look at this. This is great. It even looks like I did better damage than with Elminster. But hope you guys enjoyed it, right? I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the team. I hope you guys have these people to be able to copy this. Again, you don't need to have highly inspired people. I don't think you need all the perfect artifacts in there as well. I think just by having the artifact on Vikana to activate those, and everybody else, you know, Witch's Remains, and then Tauren Pipe Organ to give some attack is not mandatory either. Everybody should be able to do 200 million as long as you have the heroes, right? As long as you have the heroes, again, either Elminster or Ogok, or if not, if you don't have Ogok either, just look at who do you have from the Wildfire pairing to try and keep that 5-man synergy. See who you have that can bring some buffs, right? Because you really need a little bit of those buffs in there to try and like kind of mitigate that. If not, just, you know what, maybe go with him. Like anything is viable. But I love this team. This is awesome. Massive shout out to Modern again. But I guess we're gonna leave it at this. Thank you for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next. Don't forget to support me if you want using the code at the top. Make sure it's capital O's on both of them. And I guess, yeah, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.